Hello, I want to show you a quick tutorial on how to use the sweep function. I'll show you a few other little things while we use this. The sweep function is how I created this hook. Let's start a new part. File, New, Standard IPT, just like we start all of our parts. Alright, so let's create a new sketch, and we're just going to create a little square on the XY plane. So I'll come to Rectangle, and the dimensions in this case don't really matter. Mine is about 1 inch by 1 inch, not quite. And its location doesn't matter either. Let's finish the sketch. I'd like to turn this into a cube, but I would like to show you one new type of extrusion. When I go to extrude, we know we can extrude our sketch this direction, or we can extrude our sketch this direction. But what I would like to do is extrude it both directions symmetrically across this plane. To do that, I'm hitting this button here called Symmetric. Now I can extrude it symmetrically across this plane. That'll allow me to sketch on a plane exactly in the middle of my box. This shape looks pretty good to me. I might go a little bigger here and hit OK. There's my extrusion. Now to do the sweep, I need two things for a sweep. For the sweep, I need the path it's going to take, that's the red line down here, and I need the shape that's going to be its thickness, that's the yellow and the blue in the picture there. So the first thing I want to do is the path that the sweep is going to take. So I'm going to start a new sketch, and I want to draw on that plane that's in the middle of this box. Now I can't see that plane, so I have to come over to Origin, hit this little arrow, and this shows me all the planes. We could make these visible, but there's no need to now. 2D sketch is highlighted. I'm just going to hit the XY plane since that's the one going through the middle of the box. Now I'm zoomed in on this plane here, and I'm going to use my spline tool, which is under Line, spline tool, to create a path for my hook. I want to notice if I hit this line it turns white then black. I want it to be on the very top. So now that this line is black and the yellow dot is right on it, I'm going to create a little path for my hook. Now you can get as crazy as you want with it. I might make it a little bit interesting. And there's a little shape for a hook. I can just hit the check mark and OK it. This is going to be the shape of my hook. I'll finish that sketch. Now I need to create the thickness portion. And what that's going to be is what shape is going to follow this path. I need to do another 2D sketch. I want my sketch to be on this top surface. And it zooms so you see the top surface. I'm going to go back to my home view because I want to be able to see this path. And I want to create a circle right at this point. Now this point is not in my current sketch and I need to bring it into my current sketch. To do that, I project geometry. I'll click Project Geometry, and I just want to hit this little point right here. Now this little point is in my new sketch, and if I go to my circle tool, I can center my circle right on that point. See how the cursor turns green? That means it's on that point. And I'm going to create a thickness for my sweep. Now I don't have to use a circle tool. I could use a rectangle tool. I could use any shape I want for this thickness. For this tutorial, we'll just stick with a circle. And I think this thickness right here looks pretty good. Now for an ornament, this would need to be 0.25, but for this sketch, that would be too big. So let's go about right there, and I'm going to finish the sketch. Let's look at our home screen so we see what we have, and I'll zoom in a little bit. I have the sweep path, and I have the shape that's going to follow that path. So now we can use the sweep tool. The first thing is the profile. The profile is that thickness shape that's going to follow the path. In this case, it already has the circle highlighted because it's blue. If this were not blue, you just click on it and it would highlight it. The path that it's going to take is this shape here. Notice it turns white. If this isn't turning white, there's something going on with your sketches that you'll have to fix. I'm going to click this and it automatically starts adding that sweep to it. There's some other things you can do. You can twist it different degrees, and you can play with these other functions. For right now, we're not going to use those. And I'll hit OK. Looking back at our home screen, I'm going to change the angle a little bit, and you can see now we have a hook coming off of this. Play around with different options in the sweep function. It's a lot of fun. You can make some really creative shapes with it. Thank you.